This is Analytical Media. Welcome back. Today we're going to look at the topic, can money buy happiness? We're going to look at some studies. Killingsworth, Kahneman, Mellers, 2023. I'm not going to bore you with all these details because I think they really are boring, and I think the two studies were worthless. It doesn't resolve the question of happiness, but it does resolve a 13-year conflict between two major studies on whether more money increases daily emotional well-being or happiness. In 2010, Kahneman and Deaton analyzed 450,000 Gallup responses, the Gallup polls, using yes and no questions about yesterday's emotion. And they found emotional well-being rose with income up to 75,000, then plateaued completely. Above that, extra income bought no more daily happiness. This became the famous cultural benchmark. In 2021, Killingsworth used real-time experience via his Tracking Your Happiness app, 1.7 million reports from 33,000 U.S. adults. Happiness rating on a continuous scale rose linearly with income, no plateau, continuing upward even past $200,000 to $400,000. And then they did a study together. They reanalyzed their data. And it came up with some conclusions which we think have no validity, but it's typical of a lot of modern research. It just has no validity. They came up with two groups. I'm not going to go over all this for you because it's ridiculous. Came up with two groups. Well, if you were a group and you made a lot of money and you weren't very happy, and it's nonsensical. So the question becomes, and always has been, and you've heard it, and that's a philosophical question of sorts. Can money buy happiness? Does money buy happiness? Well, let's look at that in terms of regular theory, not the studies of two attempting researchers, two researchers you never heard of, actually. Let's look at it in terms of the big theories, the ones you have heard of, the big people, Maslow, Jung, Freud, Piaget. And what do you think? Do you think that money buys happiness? Or do you think that money does not buy happiness? You could be the richest person in the world and not be happy. You could be a multimillionaire and not be happy. Or you could be pretty happy in life, even if you do have monetary problems. Well, here's what our experience shows us. We'd like to answer this question. A lack of money certainly produces unhappiness. So what we're saying is, if you don't have enough money to pay your bills, you don't have enough money for food, if it's a constant choice between paying the rent, buying gasoline, or eating, and it's a balancing act, it will produce unhappiness. It will produce stress. And I think that's where these studies went wrong that we mentioned earlier. They have not defined their terms well at all. So a lack of money can produce unhappiness. I think that's obvious. But can an abundance of money remove unhappiness? And then beyond that, can an abundance of money actually produce happiness? And again, I think they've done a terrible job defining terms. Emotional well-being, meaning, happiness. Well, here's our consensus. A lack of money can produce stress. It can produce trouble, worry, anxiety. Could you be depressed because you can't pay the rent and you're going to be evicted? Yes, you could be. You could be very sad indeed. We know that. Lack of money can make you unhappy. It will reduce your sense of well-being in terms of the studies we talked about earlier. It will reduce your well-being. It's obvious. So does that answer the question, does money buy happiness? Well, money can remove some unhappiness. If suddenly you hit the lotto You will feel better when all the unhappiness is drained off you in terms of finances. The car that needs new tires and won't pass inspection, that's all gone. Can't pay your mortgage, that's all gone. Don't know how you're going to pay for school next semester or your child's school next semester, that's all gone. It will make you feel better, but it didn't actually buy happiness. It removed unhappiness. But does money buy happiness? And the answer is absolutely no. No matter what Killingsworth and Kahneman and Mellers had to say, no, absolutely not. Look at the number of actors and actresses who have money, who have fame. The average person on the street knows them. Can't go into a grocery store without being identified and pointed at. So they have fame, they have money, they're very well thought of, they're movie stars, famous people, TV stars. How many of those people have died of drug overdoses? You know why they use drugs? It wasn't like, well, if I got a lot of money, I could buy all the drugs I want and kill myself potentially. No, it wasn't that. It was that the fame, the success, dating beautiful people like themselves, anyone they wanted, having so much of everything. It did not, including money, it did not buy them happiness. It didn't bring them happiness. Drugs brought them happiness, or at least relief from the unhappiness they felt, or the depression, or the sadness, or the grief. It brought them that, but it didn't make them happy. No, I have not known any movie stars, but I have known lots of rich people, and I've had clients who were quite wealthy, stinking wealthy, amazingly wealthy, never have to worry about anything again for themselves or their children wealthy, and past that, probably anyone with the same last name for the next hundreds of years. And I'll give you some examples. I had a client who was a medical doctor. He was a radiologist. In fact, he was the head of a radiology group that served many hospitals in the regional area, and he was extremely wealthy. He had a summer home at the beach. He had a big home here in this area. He had a home, a winter home, a ski home, and he had all the money he could ever want. He wasn't just a radiologist. He owned the company where all these other radiologists worked at many hospitals. And he was quite unhappy, and he had no reason to understand or explain his unhappiness. He was unhappy. And he had gone through being a medical doctor. He had gone to medical therapists. He had gone to psychiatrists. Those were medical therapists. They had worked on medications of various kinds. He knew that was a waste of time. He gave it up, even though he tried it for several years. He was, by the way, at this point in life, married with older children, college age and almost college age children. He was so well established. He liked his wife, he liked his kids, he liked his life, but he was unhappy. He was immensely successful and terribly wealthy, but he was unhappy. And I think you could probably identify people in your own life, or people you know of, or even people in the news who you would believe, or you've come to believe, are not really happy, even though they're very wealthy and very successful. Money certainly doesn't buy happiness. That's obviously true. I think only the lesser minds will believe that money buys happiness. Happiness comes from something else altogether. A lack of money can really make you unhappy. And see, that first study where they said that after they made about $75,000, which they later, 10 years later, adjusted for inflation to $90,000 to $100,000, 10 years later. So when you got there, anything above that income did not make them happier. And what that's really saying is they got everything they wanted financially, in the first 100,000. They got a car, they got a house, they got cable, good internet, new phones when they want them, and anything beyond that did not make them happier. If they made another 100,000, didn't make a difference. 300,000 didn't make a difference. Now, the other study, they said that wasn't true. They said, yeah, people were pretty happy at 100, but they were even happier at 200, even happier than that at 300. Even at $400,000 a year income, they were growing with happiness. Every dollar brought them more happiness. I think you'll find that study to be flawed. It defies reality. It defies our clinical experience. Not having enough money certainly can make you unhappy. More and more money probably ends up making you even less happy because you tend to spend every cent that you make. It's true. If you make $30,000 a year, it's all gone. Make $300,000 a year, it's all gone. When you think that I'll be happier if I just make more money, well, the truth is, if you make more money, you'll spend more money. Your bills will go up. I mean, if you only make $30,000 a year, you're lucky to get a used car. And when you need a new car, you're lucky to get another used car. But when you're making $100,000 a year, you can get a new car or two anytime you want it. Trade in the old one 2 years later, get a new one. And if you're making $400,000 a year, you can get a new one, and it could be a Ferrari. Get a new Ferrari every few years, or a Maserati, or a Corvette. And they do. Not only could you, they do. And so suddenly every month their car payment's like $8,000. And their mortgage on 2 homes could be $20,000 a month. They spend it, which can create even more stress, even more unhappiness. You think about it, you make up your own mind. That's what this is all about. Food for thought. We gave you the study. We gave you our opinion. You can think about it. Where do you think it falls? Do you think your unhappiness will go away when you get X more dollars per year? And after you pay off all your bills and you get the immediate needs taken care of, and you get even more money, do you think your happiness will go up and up and up and up? I don't think so. Because money cannot provide love. You can't buy love with money. You could buy fake love, pretend love with money. You can find a lot of people that are going to pretend to love you for money, to be around a rich person, but you won't get real love. Money will help you pay the bills and get you new tires when you need them. It won't buy you love. If you're having trouble with your child, maybe they're using drugs, maybe they're hanging out with the wrong people, but having little skirmishes with the law, you worry about them. That makes you unhappy. No amount of money is going to change that. Look at the misery that's occurred to people who have an enormous amount of money, enormous success. Look at what happened to Rob Reiner, how much anguish and hurt and suffering he went through because of his son, who eventually ended up killing him and his mother. The Reiners had fame, they had money, they had success, they had rich and famous friends. But from what's been made available to the public, they had a great deal of anguish concerning their son, who had a lifetime of problems and issues. Money did not solve that problem. Hanging out with rich people, famous people, TV stars, movie stars did not help that problem. And how silly to honestly think that you just get happier and happier the more money you make. 50,000 is good, 100,000 is better. 200, you're in nirvana. But it doesn't stop there. It goes, you're happier even still. Probably never leave the house once you make 400,000. Why go anywhere? You couldn't be any happier. I mean, you're going to burst with happiness. And yet, we know people. We know rich, famous people who make $40, $50 million a year and still appear to have a miserable existence from all outward appearances. They're not happy. They divorce each other, oftentimes murder each other. These are not signs of contentment and well-being. Happiness falls into the category of a philosophical question. What is life about? What will make you happy in life? What makes individuals happy in life? And so it's a very legitimate question. How about money? How about being wealthy? What does that do to your happiness? Does that make you a well-adjusted, happy human being? There's no indication that it does. And there's so many indications that it does not. We look right down the list. How many famous actors, comedians, no matter how much money they had and how much success they gained, how many of them were immensely unhappy? Didn't seem to be a correlation between fame, success, money, and happiness. Didn't seem to be. And yet, how many people do you know were poor their whole lives, worried about money all the time? Money was always short. Their children had to take turns getting shoes for school, for gym. They had to take turns getting clothing, new school clothing, where they never got anything new. It was always from St. Vincent de Paul or the Salvation Army. Honestly, people that worked well over 40 hours a week. And they were basically happy. The kids came out good, did well in school. Oh, they didn't do as well as the rich kids with tutors and no stress, but they did pretty well. Those kids went on to become physicians and attorneys, dentists, pharmacists. They did pretty good. And they had great family reunions because there was so much love in that house. Think about it. You decide. But it's worth thinking about. What is life about? What is happiness really? What is contentment? What is meaningfulness? What's important in your life? And what message should you pass on to your children, to your friends, to other people who care to listen? This is Analytical Media. We're a consortium. We're a group of therapists and researchers, all professors, academics, all well published. We hope we've helped you a bit. We hope we've given you food for thought. We hope you'll keep coming back to listen to more. And we hope you'll help us get this message out to more people. Like it, share it, etc. Then YouTube sends the message out to more people. Help us help other people. We hope all's gone well, and we hope all will go well for you. Having said that, please take care.